What's up, Graham?
Wow, looking fancy.
Mm,
I miss you, man.
I miss you too, Graham.
Last time I spoke to you, you were on a crane.
Yeah, that's right.
And what's going on there?
So we actually just got the green light from the captain himself, and I'm gonna shoot crane jump 2.0 tomorrow. It's going down on the
Wow.
6th, which will be tomorrow.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, we just got all the approvals today. We did our inspection session the other day where we just walked around on the boat, and it's sort of the same height and same size as the one in Cape Town, which is like almost 10 years ago. So I think it's pretty good with an update.
It's like a
It
little,
feels like
it's like a
yeah,
union.
yeah, exactly. It feels like when Jesse won King of the Air this year. Um, it's so many years ago that he actually won, so a he needed his title renewed, and that's what he did, and that's what I feel like I have to do with the crane, and that's what I'm doing tomorrow, and I cannot wait. We've just been going through the scripts, and it's pretty different compared to back then, because back then we had the GoPro Hero 1, and then we had this little Sony Handycam. And fast forward 10 years, now we have, drones that controls themselves, and we just have, all these GoPro Maxes, and it's going to be a pretty sweet production. And that's what we're
You
doing now.
remember the first time when you jumped off that crane? Because you've jumped off the crane twice. A lot of people don't know. And the first
Yeah.
time I filmed it from the beach, and then we went surfing afterwards, and then they broke into your car and stole all the cameras, GoPros, everything. It was
Yeah.
like it never happened.
Yeah. That was the first jump. And then
And no one
some
believed, so you
dude,
had to do it again.
yeah, it's some dude, he filmed it from the endless summer house back then, and he published it on his YouTube channel from it was like a handy cam of some sort, where he was all zoomed in on digital zoom. So it looked a bit, it could have been fake, and a lot of people called it a hoax and stuff like that. So I thought, well, we got to do it again, and we got to film the whole thing again. So I did it the year after, and yeah, this time it's just going to be so different, because it's such a copy of the one that was sitting in Cape Town. But this time we actually have I mean, there's a crew on board, so we need to go through all these health forms and stuff due to Corona.
I saw you even
Like,
wearing masks and gloves yesterday on the boat.
yeah, we had to wear like a big mask and gloves and stuff, and we weren't allowed inside the boat, so we could only stay outside, because there's all the workers from the Philippines and the States and Turkey and stuff. This whole, I think there's like 35 people working on the boat. Now they're just loading it with cargo, and then it has to go from Copenhagen to a different place in Denmark on Thursday. So the window that we have is tomorrow. So it has to go down tomorrow, and luckily the wind is on our side. So
I mean, it looks like it's surrounded by
oh,
all day.
that's what. Yeah, right now it's on the dock. So now they're just busy loading it with cargo and stuff, and then they're gonna anchor it between mainland and a small island. So it's just gonna be anchored out there. The wind direction should be alright. It might be a little gusty, but we have to try. So we have a window tomorrow at between 12 and 4, where it just has to happen. So now we're just busy aligning everything, and all the camera guys, and charging drone batteries and stuff.
And this time you're not gonna have to climb the crane. They're gonna the crane's you to get on top, and it's gonna take you up to the top.
Yeah, it's gonna be way easier. This is like
Technology.
crane jump business class. Like the crane operator, I spoke to the crane operator, and he can bring the crane all the way down like this. And then the only thing that I have to do is to launch my kite and keep the kite at 12, and then climb a ladder and jump onto the roof of the crane operator's house, and then just walk out the crane, and then he's gonna rise it like this all the way to the top, and then I'm gonna fly off. So
Wow.
I think you could probably do this. Even you could do this.
We say this every time, and then it always ends up with you jumping and me launching you and filming.
Story of our lives.
Story of our lives. So how old were you when you jumped off the first crane?
That's 32 minus 10, 26.
So
no, I think I was like 22 or 23 or something.
How different do you approach things now compared to like then? There was just like a spur of the moment thing where now this is taking plan, preparing, everything's a lot more safer.
Yeah.
Is your mind space different to how it was 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's funny because I actually spoke to Marie about it this morning, and it hasn't changed. It just hasn't changed at all. Now I'm just thinking about the script. I'm thinking about batteries being charged. I'm thinking about SD cards being not being full and stuff like that. Back then, I probably didn't think that. But jump wise and climbing wise and risk wise.
Yeah, I got two guys who want to say hi quickly.
Yeah.
These guys just coming to dropped in. Come say to Nick.
Hey, motherfucker!
Oh, hey, Daddy.
Hey, what?
What's happening?
Hey.
Guys, ooh, look at you, gorgeous boys.
He is gorgeous, huh?
Yeah, you both are.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
These guys are coming.
How's your hand, Jason?
Nasty.
Can you spread them a bit more? I just want to see up close.
I already fell off the skateboard this morning and fucking spreaded them. It was shit.
Oh, what happened?
22 stitches. It was a good party.
32.
32.
Like, I left counted 11 internal ones and there's like 20 on the outside. The bloodbath.
These guys are going to go. Jason crashed his car in the bushes. So he popped a tire, let all the tires down. So now they're coming to pick up tools so they can go rescue the vehicle.
Yeah, that sounds like Jason.
Yeah. Another day. My phone's ringing. Chaos always just happens all at once. We've got 3-4 missed calls.
Busy man, huh, Gray? That's how you lose your hair.
Sorry, back to your crane story.
Yeah, so coming back to what you asked, not a whole lot of changed. I do look a bit more into risk assessments and stuff, but this one is gonna be it's not gonna be a tricky one in that way. I hope. Let's see tomorrow. It might.
And is Lewis filming you?
Lewis is producing the whole thing. So we have, I think, 5 video guys, 2 drone operators, and we have a few boats just sailing around the big ship. And then we have a still photographer and stuff. So yeah, it should be a pretty cool jump.
What gear are you going to be using?
I'll be using North Orbit 12, preferably. Let's see what the wind does tomorrow, but I'm going to bring my 10 and my 12. It should be around 20 to 25 knots. So I prefer having a bigger kite that's a bit more stable in the air, and then just enough wind. So hopefully the 12 kit is going to do the job tomorrow.
Fun times, man. Are you feeling a bit nervous or are you all good?
I'm all good. I only get nervous when I land. Then I realize what just happened. Right now, it's not in my mind. It's not going to happen. I don't think about that. Okay, this is what's going down tomorrow. I'm just planning everything except for the actual climb and the jump itself, because that's just going to happen all naturally. And then as soon as I land, I get a bit, whoo, that was wild. They forced me to wear a helmet. So I'm going to go look for a XXXXL helmet today.
Your first stunt with a helmet on.
Yeah. So maybe I should actually just put the max on my helmet. But then it's going to erase. It's going to erase from the bottom of the camera down. So it might just erase me. It's a ghost. It's a ghost jumping.
And then we just put my face on instead.
Yeah.
Can finally do something cool.
How many times have you said that? Have you told me that? We just put my face onto your body.
What is your first memory of kiting?
My first memory of kiting? I don't remember.
It's too long ago now.
It's too long ago. It's more than half a lifetime ago for me now. But I was actually at Sunset Beach in Cape Town, at Sunset Beach in Southwest. It was onshore. That's where I had my first lesson with Bruce.
How old were you?
16. So I was flying the kite onshore winds, and it was pretty chilled. I flew the kite and moved back and forth, and then a big military helicopter, that big army helicopter that cruises around Cape Town, that came by. That came by and it was super super low, and that wind hit the kite at some point, and I totally freaked out because it was so scary. I didn't know what I was doing, but luckily nothing happened. Yeah, that was my. I actually had a lesson with Bruce, a super nice lesson, and I was just super excited to get going and stuff. And then me and my dad, we drove to Langeban every single day for like a month. We would drive like an hour up there, kite for like, just wait for the wind the whole day, and then we would kite for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then drive all the way back. That's how I started with my dad, and I did take a lesson. I didn't just start as you shouldn't do without an instructor.
Was your approach to kiting different to most people? I mean, the fact that you got such good kite control and stuff, did you fly the kite on the beach a lot? Were you just playing with the kite? What did you do differently?
Yeah, I just always flew the kite. It didn't really matter the conditions. I would just always put the kite up, and I do that even today. Like if there's any wind, I would head to the beach, and if I can find like a small dune or something to jump off, or just flying the kite is almost still as fun as it was back then, I would say. But now it's all about photo shoots. It's all about getting the right shots and stuff. So it's a bit different compared to back then. But I still do really enjoy it. I was kiting on a 12 the other day, and it was like 3 or 4 degrees. It was freezing cold. I was wearing like big Mystic gloves and a hoodie and a fat wetsuit and stuff, and it just wasn't nice, but it was still fun. I still had fun doing it. So I think that's what kept me in the sport for so many years. The strive for something bigger all the time, and something higher and something faster and stuff.
Who's the most exciting person you've ever kited with?
I think it changes. That changes quite a bit. It depends where you are in the world and what you're doing, what you're shooting, I think kiting with you. Not that I have to say it.
No, I'm not.
This is from my heart, Gray. This is from my heart. Heart confessions. Yeah, I think kiting with you is always fun. We always mix it up, and it's not like we're training one trick for like an hour and a half just to nail the trick. We always like looking for a bush to jump, or a tree to jump over, or something to climb, or kiting on each other's backs and stuff like that. Because kiting for me now, I wouldn't go to a spot and try and pick up a new trick, or I always look for different obstacles, or something fun. And that's what we share. That's what I share with Kevin. That's what I share with Jesse. That's what I share with a lot of all the other guys. So depending on the spot and the conditions, it's I just enjoy kiting with inspiring people.
If you could take someone kiting or give someone a lesson, anyone in the world, who would it be?
I think your mom. Yep.
Walked right into that one.
No, I think that would probably be. Who would it be? I think maybe my own mom. That would be fun. But if I have to pick like a politician, you know what? I would probably pick Trump. I would go for a session with Trump, and then I would. I'm not gonna go into details what I would do, but yeah, maybe Trump.
If you could kite one spot for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Cape Town.
Do you have any irrational fears or phobias?
Sorry?
Do you have any irrational fears or phobias? What's the best party you've ever been to?
The best party? Probably one of the after parties at King of the Air. Those are pretty fun, and the Dirty Habits parties in Cape Town. Those are special.
When did your career change? When did your career blossom? Was there a moment?
I think when I picked up a sponsor that could actually sustain the lifestyle that I wanted, I realized that this could change my life in a pretty radical way. And that happened when I was like 22, 23 years old. And that's when I realized that, okay, if I put in the right amount of work and and stuff, I could actually make a decent living, or at least just some sort of a living out of it. And when you're 22 or 23, I picked it up pretty late compared to Kevin and Jesse and Aaron and Ruben and stuff. I mean, they've been pro since, they were, when I started, when they were like 14, 15, 16 years old. So I picked it up pretty late. And I think what I realized was that, coming from like a real job back home and then having to earn money washing dishes or whatever, and then all of a sudden going to Brazil for 2 months and then just train for a slim chance or back mob or whatever, and then coming back and then then I spend all my money on the trip, and then I picked up a sponsor that actually paid me every month, and then I could pursue what all the other guys already did. And that's when Kevin and Ruben and Aaron really inspired me to. I think they pretty much showed what life could be, especially for me. Like all I wanted to do back then was just to travel and kite, nothing else. But I just knew that I could travel for like maybe a maximum of a month, and then I would have to go back home and get some sort of a job just to earn a little bit of living to
like
book another.
Christmas.
Like selling Christmas trees, washing dishes, cleaning stuff, and just stuff like that. So having that aspect in my life is pretty cool, because now I really, as soon as I picked up a sponsor that paid me every month, I realized that was actually pretty cool, because I've tried the opposite. Pretty thankful for that I actually tried to do something that I didn't like just to earn a bit of living, and then pursue my passion. Coming back to the question, as soon as I started earning a little bit of money with kiting, everything just changed for me. So I would be traveling all the time, doing photo shoots, and I couldn't really believe that was possible, that you can actually make a living from your passion. Somehow I did, and I still do. And so yeah, I think I'm just super thankful for where I am today compared to where I was back then when I picked up kiting.
Yeah, so what would you say is the hardest part about this career you've chosen? Seeing as though you make it seems so glamorous to everyone, what would be the hardest part about it?
The hardest part for me was losing grounds in a way. Like I always told myself that every time I do a trip, I would always have to come back to Denmark to see my family, just to maintain my friendships with all my friends and stuff. And then at some point, it just got to a point where I was just sitting on a plane all the freaking time, where I didn't. I mean, luckily, we can stay connected on WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. But I think realizing at a point where I missed certain things in my life back home, that's when I realized, okay, this is actually a pretty serious job where you try. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It might sound stupid, but it's making money off your passion is great, but only to a certain extent, depending on who you are, I guess. For me, it was just too much with all the travels and all the photo shoots you need to go to, and all the. I mean, I would be in Denmark for like maximum a month out of a year at some point for like 3 or 4 years. Now it has chilled a bit more down. Not only just because of the corona, but before that, I just made a decision that I need to spend more time back home. Now I have a super serious girlfriend. I bought a house, all that stuff. So coming back to my base, recharging the batteries, and then fly out and then just execute whatever you have to execute. It's just so much better now when I realize that coming home between the trips, recharging my batteries, you can actually put in, double the amount of effort in what you have to do. So that's pretty cool that I got to that stage where I can actually, that I realized that I have to do this, because otherwise I would just be sitting on a plane from country to country or location to location. That got a bit shitty at the end, all the traveling. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it is pretty cool living off of kiting.
So how forward are you looking to getting back to traveling now after this lockdown?
A lot. I was talking to a friend the other day. and we're both like, holy macaroni, we need to travel again. I had a dream the other day where I woke up, and the dream was that I was just I was sitting in a plane, and then I clipped my seatbelt on, and that was such a good feeling. And then I woke up, I was like, what? How the hell can that be a good feeling, clipping on your seatbelt in a plane? But I was just so used to stuff like that. Your routines at the airport. You would go to this cafe that you would get your sandwich there, you would get your juice, you would do whatever you have to do, buy some bullshit gadgets, and buy a magazine that you would never read and stuff like that. Just all the routines at the airport I really miss. Sounds stupid, but I can't wait to actually do that again.
How many trips have you missed so far?
I missed 3 important trips, but I think I probably missed like 8 or something. But those trips would be, flying down to Cape Town to give you a hug, spend 10 days in Cape Town waiting for the wind, and then just party too much because there wouldn't be any wind, and then fly back. So those are the less important trips, career-wise.
Yeah.
But human heart-wise, those are the most important.
So what's the first thing you're going to do when the quarantine's over, when the lockdown's done?
I think book a trip somewhere and just kite my ass off. Just kite every single day for a week and then fly back. That's what I'm going to do.
Warm and sunny.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you look super sexy, bro.
Hello, Nick. It's so nice to see you. Also,
You
goodbye
too.
to Germany.
Mwah.
Bye,
See you soon.
Bye, Graham.
Good luck with the...
Also, look, I have a prison tattoo. It's because I'm a gangster now. That's the area code.
They'll be getting tattooed. They've been tattooing each other during lockdown.
Nice.
I'm going to leave the last
real Graham.
20 questions out because I think you've answered enough.
It's all the coffee that I drink in the morning. Now when I'm a
Do you have any great talent? Any secret talent that no one knows about?
Yeah, I do. Look.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Gray.
Bye. Enjoy.